Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ken Busby, your cultural czar, member of the board of the Tulsa Symphony, and we're here today with trumpeter Steve Haefner for our musician moment. Steve, how are you?
Doing great.
It's good to see you today.
Well, excellent.
I love your logoed shirt that you're wearing. Looks
Well,
good on
thanks.
you. Looks good on you, and a nice outdoor setting. Very nice.
Well, thanks.
Well, we're having these great musician moment conversations, and it's really letting our TSO family learn about all the musicians they see on stage and they see around town and doing different performances. So it's a great opportunity to share a little bit with them so they learn more about you and us and bring the family together. So I know the answer to this, but I'm going to let you tell the audience. How long have you been with the Tulsa Symphony?
Oh, Lord. I came here in like 1989.
Right, so you were with the Philharmonic,
Yes.
and then you made the transition.
Yes.
And so I like to say that you've grown up together. You and the Tulsa Symphony have grown up together.
Yeah, there's not a lot of musicians in the orchestra that have played longer than me.
That's
A
true.
handful.
That's true. Obviously, you're very dedicated, and you're, of course, excellent at what you do. I always enjoy when I see you play. You have a presence about you. You always have I guess a positive attitude. At least it comes across as we see you perform. You really enjoy what you do.
It's all about community engagement. I've been doing it all my life.
Right? Yeah. So just so we all know, how did you come to the trumpet? How did you choose that instrument?
After my fifth grade, I went to Thomas Jefferson Mid-High, and
And
they had
that's located where?
that's in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin.
Okay.
And my dad was a band director, by the way.
Uh huh.
And I walked up to the trumpet, and I was like, "Hey, that looks cool." And I picked it up and I played it, and the lady said, "You were born to play it," because it was like, I mean, everything worked the first time I picked it up,
Wow.
and that's kind of how I got into it.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. And you never put it down. I mean, that was it.
Yeah, oh yeah. When I was a freshman in high school, I started. I got really serious about it, and I practiced a minimum of 21 hours a week and 3 hours a day, and
Wow.
started playing in the Bach Chamber Orchestra, Concordia College Chamber Orchestra, youth symphonies, and all through high school. And that's what I was doing.
Wow. That's impressive, and that you've continued it all these years. Wow. Uh, if I remember right, you also have made and make a trumpet mouthpiece.
Yeah, it's called the Haefner mouthpieces, designed by Gary Radke
Okay.
in Deltman, Wisconsin, and the trumpet section here all plays that mouthpiece.
And so, tell me about it. What is so special about it, and why is it so great?
The rim is based upon a 1970s Bach 1X, a little more flatter, a little more somewhat sharper inner edge. The cup is a B cup. It's a funnel-shaped cup, but it's a mouthpiece that I played forever and ever, and everyone that ever tried it, like, hey, this is a great mouthpiece. You ought to try to redo it or try to have it copied because I'd love to buy it. And I heard of a guy that was just starting in the industry named Gary Radke, and so I went down, and I think we started working together about 10 a.m. and I think we stopped around 4 a.m. in the morning. Went home, slept 2 hours, got back up, drove back out, did it again. We did it 3 nights in a row, and then came up with these mouthpieces. And now the same guy that's working with Wayne Bergeron and some of the finest trumpet players around the world. But I was kind of the starting point for classical. Was the first one that worked with him.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And to think that we're doing it today and all these trumpeters around the world, that's really neat. You're having a global impact on music.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I've got mouthpieces in, I think, as far as Australia.
Wow. That's really cool. That's really cool. So, Stephen, I don't know. I know you do a lot of work with your church, and I know a lot of community things as well.
I'm
Go ahead.
Yeah, that is extremely important to me. Like whenever I go up to Wisconsin, I'll always play at churches. I played in a band called One More Time band,
Uh-huh.
and up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and the players. I'll give you an example. My dad is, in his early 80s, and the trumpet player right next to me when I was playing up there said, "Hey, I used to babysit your dad." And he was right. I mean, it's a small world out there, and it's so I do that every time I go anywhere. I always play in churches or community bands. I think it's extremely important.
Wow, that's really cool. That's neat. That's neat. And you play at a don't you play at the Breckenridge Festival every year?
I did play in the Breckenridge Festival, but I'm going to be hopefully RVing back to Disney World with my family.
Oh, all right. Well, that's a good option. Yeah, I can see trading that out. But I know Breckenridge has been very important to you as well. Yeah.
It was for many years.
Yeah, yeah. That's neat. That's neat. Um, do you find time to do some teaching as well?
I teach at Oral Roberts University,
Mm-hmm.
and I have many people that call me for mouthpiece consultations, and they come by for lessons and to check out the mouthpieces. In fact, I have a guy coming a couple hours today.
Oh, cool, cool. So, given given how busy you are and everything, do you find any time for downtime?
Oh, I think that's extremely important. It's I think it makes you a better musician to have downtime. So it's for me, downtime is just spraying out, driving to a state park, walking around with the family,
Uh huh.
you know, uh, just picking north, south, east, or west, and just driving through communities, looking through antique stores.
Oh, fun. Uh-huh. Any other specific hobbies you like to do?
I used to play golf before I had kids, and I had time to do it.
Well, and of course that gets you outdoors and everything too. So yeah, so maybe you'll get back to that someday.
Oh, I'd like to. Yeah.
That's neat. That's neat. Well, I know you're going to share a little music with us today using your specific mouthpiece, which is exciting. Tell us what you're going to play for us.
Well, during this time, I've been able to play in certain churches online. Of course, keeping social distancing happening. And last Sunday, I played over at First Pres,
Uh-huh.
and so I have a sound clip with me over at First Pres playing, and that's what you're going to hear. It's called Easter Victory by
Ooh,
Callahan.
nice, nice. Oh, that's fun. Well, obviously for the Easter time in which we are, that makes sense for that selection.
Yeah.
What else?
But also,
Go ahead.
also, a really important part of my belief system is community outreach, playing and getting to as many people as possible. And so that's kind of why I thought that would be a perfect example. It's doing what I think is the most important thing, and for musicians playing out in communities in different places.
Absolutely. Well, I know you've always been a part of our community outreach for the Tulsa Symphony, and even when you were at the Tulsa Philharmonic. So I know that is an absolute essence of who you are, and I think that's one of the things I just so respect about you is that your worldview, if you will, and how you do engage with the community. So I just want to say thank you for doing that.
Well, I got a little off story. I took a year off from college. And did you ever see the movie The Shining?
Absolutely.
I lived 7 miles from that hotel in government camp, and every Sunday I was doing music for interdenominational worship services for guests at Mount Hood Forest.
Oh my gosh.
So
Wow.
I did that a whole year out in Oregon. It's not in Colorado, it's actually in Oregon, and there's no maize.
Okay. And no maze. That's good. Wow, that is really something. You've had a lot of interesting experiences. That is great. Well, listen, Steve, thank you so much for sharing some time with us today, and for sharing with us a little bit of your background and your activities. And we will sit back now and enjoy hearing your selection for us. And I guess I just want to say again, thank you for your time, and I do look forward to seeing you in person again very, very soon.
Excellent. Thank you, my friend.
All right, you take care.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we go.